Yes, it's that time of the year. The 6-month chronic medication prescription has expired. So you're supposed to get a new prescription from your GP. Captain of the medical ship, your GP. But what I do once a year, because I just turned 50, and you can't just look. If I could just email my doctor and just say, listen, yeah, please just renew my script. No, you get to a certain age, I think from 40, 45, got to do the real thing. Got to go in there, got to get the blood glucose levels checked out, the blood cholesterol, all that stuff. And so I booked yesterday. Very clever doctors. They got a thing on Facebook, and you could see the roster. Just 15-minute appointments. So I'm thinking to myself, you've got a lot of medical issues, or maybe you're not that healthy. When you think to yourself, is 15 minutes perhaps, is that enough time to cover everything? So I've decided I'll leave some things out. I'm not going to mention my dropped foot. It's not relevant. The dropped foot is, yes, it's still there. Went for a ran yesterday. Ran 5 times the last week. Cycled on Saturday. So, cycled 46 kilometers. Still very slow, 17.4 kilometers an hour. And if you know cycling, you know that's pretty bad. But it could be worse. Won't mention I got this bulge. I got this bulge on the left-hand side of my genitals. And I had that checked out. I went to a general surgeon. He thought it was a hernia. I then went to he referred me to a, what do you call them? Not a radiographer, a radiologist. Did the sonar. He says it's just fat. He says it's fatty tissue. So I got this bulge on my left. But you know what it's now doing? The bulge is actually chafing. Because I've been running so much. I'm running like 5 times a week. I'm getting a bit of pain there. It's actually, the bulge is actually chafing. You know what? I'll also leave that out. I won't mention that to the GP. I won't mention my knee. I'm not going to talk about my knee. My knee has never felt better. I'm not going to go into the whole thing. I'm not going to talk about my visit to the orthopedic surgeon and I've got grade 1 osteoarthritis. Do you think I should still run? I'm not going to ask her that either. I'll leave out the fact that I broke a rib earlier this year when I fell off the jungle gym. I wasn't playing on the jungle gym. I told you about the carpet incident. We were drying the carpet. Life flashed before me. Sure, I've had quite a lot of ailments. I'll mention my ears. Okay, I will mention my ears. I've got bad ears. She can look at my ears. Tell me what she thinks. Should I go to... Because I got these bony outgrowths in my ears. What else? Oh, I got labyrinthitis. Like if I lean on the one side, I lose balance. I got no balance. I'll talk about that. Sure, is 15 minutes long enough? I'm worried about blood clots. I think that I'm getting blood clots. Because, I had a lung clot 2.5 years ago. And I take 100 milligrams of cardiac Disprin every day. Is that enough? Should I be on stronger stuff? Should I be on warfarin? A stronger blood? So lots of things to discuss, eh? So I got to decide what to leave out, what to include. That's when this is it. This is 50. This is 50. Hey? A lot of issues. Always thought I was healthy. And it just creeps up on you. Suddenly I become my father. You know what? I think I'm worse. I think I'm worse than my father. I think my father only took 3 tablets. I'm taking 6. Granted, the one tablet was split into 2 separate tablets because the medical aid wouldn't cover the one tablet. Anyway. Sure, it's quite a thing. So it's the same practice that I've referred our friend Gerald to. Do you think maybe I'll bump into Gerald? unlikely. I'm trying to be positive about Gerald, but between you and me, I don't think Gerald's even made the appointment, and it saddens me. It makes it. I'm gonna send Gerald a WhatsApp today, and I don't want to be a nag. I don't want to be a nag. I don't want him to crack. I get the feeling Gerald's about to crack. I'm worried he's going to suddenly, mind your own business, you bastard. I'm worried he's going to say, you're very nosy. I'm worried he's going to do that. I'm worried he's going to think that he's just a cog in the wheel of the content of my podcast. I don't want him to think that. Gerald is it's not like that, Gerald. And I understand if you maybe feel that way. Okay, to a degree, you are contributing to the show, but yes, there are feelings. There are genuine feelings of care and concern. You know what? I'll leave Gerald alone. I'll wait until I'll send him a message on Wednesday. How about that? Wednesday. Yeah, I've mentioned Dave Chappelle a number of times in the last week or so because I saw interesting stories about him. It intrigues me. I suppose I'm not a big stand-up comedian viewer, funnily enough. I'm not. You get some people that are crazy about stand-up comedy. Crazy about stand-up comedy. They will go to all the shows. They really. Maybe because I'm very, very fussy. I'm very fussy. It takes a hell of a lot to make me laugh. I'm not a big laugher. I can watch something and appreciate it and enjoy it, but I don't roar with laughter. Just don't roar with laughter. Anyway, so Dave Chappelle has received a lot of criticism, saying that the latest show on Netflix, it's called The Closer, was deemed transphobic, homophobic, and transgender staff members at Netflix, both of them, have protested. I don't know whether they walked out of work or they just did a placard demonstration during their lunchtime. Or maybe they just did a Zoom protest, internal Zoom protest with all the staff at Netflix with their placard. Who knows? They weren't specific about that. So eventually, I watched the Dave Chappelle stand-up comedy, and I got to be so careful because I don't want to come across as like this deluded, crazy person. I know Dave Chappelle is considered. So a lot of people consider him the best stand-up comedian at the moment in the world. Some people consider him in the top 5 ever in history. They call it the GOAT, greatest of all time. In fact, Dave Chappelle himself, in the stand-up comedy, he mentioned, I'm the GOAT, greatest of all time. I got to tell you, I thought about this. I say this with intrepidation. I say this with hesitancy. I say this with apprehension. I thought I'm sorry, maybe I'm mad, but I didn't like his stand-up comedy at all. I mean, I was very disappointed. I thought it was, I wouldn't even call it mediocre. I thought it was below mediocre. Yeah, I said it. So what I'm going to do is I'll watch some of his older stuff, because he's got about 2 or 3 other specials on Netflix. I'll watch those. I thought it was very mediocre. I thought some of the stuff, a lot of it was more social commentary about homophobia and transphobia and all of that. Well, mainly about transphobia. I didn't find it at all funny. The people the audience. I even had the sense that the audience weren't laughing. Because, it's recorded in front of a live studio audience. They did this in Detroit. So maybe I'm mad. But I've seen Amy Schumer, Sarah Silverman, what's his name? Jerry Seinfeld, Louis C.K., Chris Rock, what's the other guy's name? Eddie Murphy. much, much better. They were really funny. They really made me laugh or smile. That for me, those guys are great. I don't see the fuss. I don't understand the fuss about Scarlett Johansson. Kevin Hart, I thought Kevin Hart was also great. I don't know. Maybe I'm carrying on because maybe you don't have Netflix. Maybe you have no intention of ever watching Dave Chappelle. Maybe do me a favor. Just watch the Dave Chappelle purely to work out whether I'm mad or not, whether I'm completely out of touch with reality. I don't know. Just completely weird. Bit of a cold day in Johannesburg today, which is strange. What's the date? It's the 18th of October. I think we're in summer now. And it was chilly this morning. I'm wearing my t-shirt and shorts. Now, I'm going to the GP today. And my appointment is at 12:15. Now, I'm worried because I learned when I studied diagnostics, you can often pick up whether somebody has got a psychiatric problem or something like that by inappropriate dress. Have you noticed that? You go to the Norwood Mall or some shopping center. I see it a lot at the Kalvari Mall in Johannesburg. It could be 32 degrees, 30 degrees, and these people walk around in their windbreakers, So I'm hoping it's going to warm up because I'm not changing my clothes. So I don't want to rock up at the GP, the captain of the medical ship. I don't want you to think I have a psychiatric problem. Thing is, I am on a psychiatric medication. It's a mood stabilizer or an antidepressant. So she might. Well, we'll see. So what happened? So the GP that I referred. Wait, now I forgot his name. Oh my God. When you make up names, you forget the names. Gerald. The GP that I referred Gerald to is also the guy that I go to, but he's gone away for 2 weeks. So there's three other GPs. So that one GP is this man. I've seen him before. He's okay. I thought, let me try out the others. So I got an idea of what I'm dealing with from a long-term point of view, So I'm seeing a woman, and it wasn't a difficult decision. So I'm sorry. So anyway, I don't want to carry on. I don't want to give Gerald a hard time, but it wasn't difficult. Really, took me less than a minute to make the appointment. So I'm seeing her today. So let's see what happens. Okay. Took my daughter on Saturday to see the new Boss Baby movie. We went to the Rosebank Zone in Johannesburg. Not a lebbedikke hund. There were 2 other people in the cinema with us. I don't know. I resent actually going to the movies because it's very, very expensive. I don't want to tell you how much it costs. Because we got Netflix, we got Disney, we got Amazon, we got Hulu. What's the other one? Okay, I think that's it. We got it all. And I'm telling you now, this Boss Baby will be on Disney or will be on Disney or something within a month. Almost guarantee it. Then we'll watch it again. There was a movie earlier on in the year that I took Alexa to with dragons. Truth Bob, a month later, it was on Disney. But anyway, sometimes you've got to do things. Remember Black Widow? The movie Black Widow? And I mentioned it a month or 2 ago. Scarlett Johansson was taking Disney to court. She was filing a lawsuit because she had to deal with them that if the movie makes from $900 million worldwide, she gets a certain percentage. And then what did Disney do? They put it on their streaming service almost at the same time. So there goes. So Scarlett Johansson took them to court, but I don't know. They haven't publicized what became of that case. But I supported Scarlett Johansson. Anyway, it's now. But the thing is, it was on Disney. If you got Disney Plus, you had to do a special premium thing where you pay extra. So I didn't do that. Now Black Widow is on normal Disney Plus. So I started watching it yesterday. Highly recommended. Highly recommended. If you're one of those people like me, who I've watched a lot of these Marvel movies or whatever, I found the music and the way too loud. You can't even hear what's going on. And then they're whispering or they're mumbling. You can't hear the dialogue. You make the volume loud. It's shocking. Anyway, Black Widow, funnily enough, only 50% as bad as what I just described. Yeah. I had to pump up the volume on my TV to about 50. I couldn't pump it up anymore because when the music's on, the music blasts the house away. But yes, speaking very softly and whispering. So it is a problem, but not as bad as the other comic movies. Also, the story, I could follow the story. I could follow what's going on. I'm sorry to say, but these Iron Man movies and these, what do you call those? The Avengers, yes. All those Avengers movies, I'm sorry to admit it, I couldn't follow the story. It was very complicated. And the acting, This Black Widow, thumbs up. Very good movie. Highly recommended. I haven't finished it, by the way. I've still got an hour to go. That's what I love about streaming, you can watch it at your leisure. Took my daughter to Sandton City yesterday. Now, we don't go to, I have not been to Sandton City probably almost 6, 7, 8 years maybe. That's a long time. So my daughter goes to school with a lot of kids who talk about Sandton City. So she wants to go to Sandton City because she's heard about Sandton City. Have you heard of fidgets? These children play with these fidgets. Puppets and things. It's hard to explain. Anyway, just their little toys. She thought that the fidget shop around the corner from us isn't as good as the Sandton City. Well, so we go to Sandton City. I'm telling you now, Sandton City has changed a hell of a lot. It's not for me. Rich, all the shops it's changed. It's all the shops very exclusive. You go past Dolce & Gabbana, Chanel, Pringle. There's very few just ordinary shops. It's shops that I'm like too embarrassed to walk into because they take one look at me and they know, hey, bro, hey, you lost. It's like that Julia Roberts in. I felt like Julia Roberts in that movie where she's a prostitute with Richard Gere. Pretty Woman. Pretty Woman. I felt like ugly fat Damon walking into. I knew I didn't belong. I looked at all the people. Everyone's wearing designer shirts. Everyone's wearing branded shirts. I'm wearing like a plain black t-shirt like I'm wearing now. It's pick and pay. I'm wearing shorts. Okay, my shorts are New Balance. Because once when I had money, like 8, 9 years ago, I bought a whole lot of running shorts. And that's all what I wear. But my running shoes are dirty and old. Bit of a tear. Anyway, you know that we don't belong in Sandton City. Never mind the odd shop. We didn't belong in the shopping centre. My daughter looked okay because she's a young child, so it's okay. But me, I looked like terrible. Honey Boo Boo's second cousin. Terrible. Anyway, Alexa, very disappointed. No fidgets. There were no fidgets in the whole shopping centre. Funnily enough, not many toy shops. We went to one massive toy shop. Hamleys. You've heard of Hamleys? You go down the escalator, you got a huge shop. You will struggle to come out of that shop spending 200 Rand. We spent 200 Rand for me is a lot of money. Alexa bought 2 little things. She brought this one thing, like this egg thing. She gave it to me. I nearly choked to death. They nearly had to 499 rand for this little thing, this little schmutter. Then she gave me a slightly smaller ball. God knows what's inside the ball. 299. I'm busy choking to death. My child must have thought that I was having a fit. Mind you, she knows me by now. She just knew that Daddy hasn't got that kind of money. So we walked out. We spent 200 rand, which killed me. Killed me. But there's this thing with children that they got to buy something. She's just got to buy. God forbid we just go and have a look around and don't buy anything. No, we got to buy something. Tricky. Anyway, I know this is not a sports show, but cricket starts today. Did you even know that the T20 World Cup starts today? Proteas are playing Afghanistan. Can you believe it? Afghanistan with all their tourists, still with the sand in their eyes and God knows what. We playing them today. Apparently in Abu Dhabi. I missed that news story. I thought the World Cup T20 was going to be in India, but maybe I wasn't concentrating. Anyway, interesting facts. Out of the 16 teams that are competing at this T20 World Cup, seven of them are being coached by South Africans. Huh? Who knew? Yeah, and then ending on a sad note, a rugby player in New Zealand died. Car crash. He's driving along, 25 years old. He's got a wife and 2 small children. Sean Wanui. He wasn't an All Black, but he was a good top player. He started playing for the Crusaders, then he moved to the Chiefs. It's very sad. He died in a car accident. He's driving by himself and hits a tree. Got to be so careful, hey. Very, very sad. They said he was a Maori All Black. Now, I thought they had dropped the whole Maori All Blacks thing, but apparently not. Because if you look at the All Black team, 3/4 of them, maybe even more of them, look like they're Maoris, but obviously not. They have Pacific Island heritage, or they are from the Pacific Islands. But anyway, this is not a sports show. But wait, what am I doing here? I'm pushing the wrong buttons. Okay, so we moved away. We're not doing 10. This is longer than 10 minutes, I know. We'll see. Maybe we'll go to 15 minutes. We'll adapt. Peter Dirk Ace once said, adapt or die. We'll see.